Hey, so today we're going to dive into the wiring loom on the Dexter. It's got a negative earth. By that I mean it's negative goes to the main part of the chassis on the tractor, and also do the loom for the front end for the high beam and low beam, and maybe even put a loom onto the back of it for side lights and tail lights, etc. Let's see how we get on. So first thing I've got to do is quickly get this cover off and out the road so I can expose all these wires so we can see what we've got. And here is what we have. Let's go from the generator in. This wire here, red and white, onto that. And it goes all the way down there to here, red and white, which goes all the way on there and up into the box there, which is labeled, I think it says F just above my finger. So that's the bottom one. Then we have from this end going forward, we have D, I think it says there, D, top hole, top wire, which goes around the pigtail here, which is this one here, which is white and yellow, quite large, which goes down there, up there, and carries on around forward. You can see it pushing out there. It's the same one, yellow and white, and goes up there and carries on all the way to the generator here. And then we have the smaller yellow and white one, which goes from there all the way down here, all the way down here. Where is it? There you go, yellow and white right there. And there we have it again here. Yellow and white, little one. There it is here, and it goes up the steering column. There it goes up there, up the steering column, along with the purpley color and the blue and black. So the little yellow and white's going all the way up and into there. And that's connected to this red light right here. What else have we got? We can follow this one too if you want. This one here is on the letter L, and it looks pretty tainted in colour, but it's got a black stripe on it. It comes around here. It's a bit of a, maybe it's supposed to be white, but it looks creamy and black. Anyway, that's it there, and around here, and it goes over here. And then if you look at that, it goes straight onto the nut and bolt, which is connected to the solid part of the tractor, which is on this tractor, the negative on the battery. And then also, that same one has this wire coming off it, which goes forward up here, this one. I'll come around the other side so you can see. Try and get that right. There we are. There it is. See, I've got the red joiner on the end there, pinky red joiner. And it changes to a different colour from there because I've added a new wire. But that carries on all the way up here and ends up coming up here from my headlights. I've decided to bring that wire up to here. I decided to bring that wire up to here and do something up this area here. So it's bolted down as an earth, as well as it comes back to the earth back that way that we just came from. So yeah, that black one there will end up in one of these, just to get a good earth all over. And I've pulled these other wires off of here. These are being tied up. They're not connected to anything now. I've got this green one here, and here it's green and black. That one. Where is it? Yeah, anyway, that one there had been mounted in the past at some point by someone. So I'm going to throw that away. I've also got this one here, a black wire with a double thing inside there. And now the end of it has just got that. So I'm going to throw that one out for now. So I don't think, well, I'm not going to be needing it. It hasn't been getting used. I'm using my headlight wires here to go to the switch. And I'm almost done this without putting it on camera. I'm going to undo this and get rid of these things. I've already trimmed them off. Those were in earth, but not required anymore. So we'll put that back into there. So I've taken those off. Throw them down there. Tighten that there back down. There we go. Okay, now this red one here actually comes from back that way. I might have talked about it before. It's yeah, that red one there is this red one right here, which is actually connected to the power side of the glow plug button. That one there, and when you push the glow plug button in, it's this side here that's gonna get the power and send that all the way up, that one there, to the glow plug, which I'll show on the way back up. But that's the red one there. It's currently on that, which is going all the way up to here, and that wire there is going to go onto that side there. That's where that will be. And then this one here goes around there. If I can get around this corner, zigzags around here. And if I come over the top and look down, you'll see it actually goes onto the solenoid down there. What that's going to do is when the lever down there gets pushed and shoves this forward into this unit here, it's going to join these two wires, send power down this one to that solenoid over there, engaging this here with power to start the starter motor. Here's a question for you. Do you reckon that if you had a positive earth on this tractor, or do you reckon if you had a positive earth, meaning that this here would have to have the negative put through it, would that make the starter motor spin in reverse? That's not how this tractor is, just going to add that in. But if this had a positive earth on, and then this ended up having the negative put through it, do you think the starter motor would spin in reverse, meaning the engine will be trying to start in reverse, meaning that your fan quite possibly needs to be changed because it'll be spinning in the different direction? Just a thought while I was here doing this, I thought, that's funny. If it was that way, would it actually try and start it up in reverse? Anyway, moving on. That's going to go into there. So now you're seeing where that goes. There we go. Now you've seen where that wire goes. You've seen where those two wires are going. You've seen where this comes from. You've seen where that's leading to. You've seen my earth here going to that bolt back over there. Now that you've seen it, I'm going to put conduit over that to tidy it up. And this is going to get put in there after that because I'm going to have to put a hole in the side. And there's a couple other spots the same. Okay, so this is the stuff that I'm putting over it. Alright, so I'm going to need to get it over that, over that, over that. So I'm going to need to undo those. Sometimes you need to polarize these. I think it's that one there. Give it just a flick, a little. So like a wire that's got power on it from your battery, and just give it a bit of a flick like that, and that should pretty much do it. That's what I've been doing on this one. So I think I needed to do it 3 times or two or three times, and yeah, just 2 or 3 times when I've left it. Changed the battery or took the battery up for whatever reason, and things like that. End up. It was only twice actually I've had to polarize this. And don't worry, the battery is disconnected. I pulled the earth off, but I do have to take these off to get the conduit on. Got an 11mm, which is that's the one. Take that off carefully. Don't want to turn it on the inside of the generator. Have the whole pole turning around wouldn't be, well, that would not be fun at all. Okay, so we've got that off. We've got 1, 2. I'm going to have to take that off as well. Drop that down. Okay. Now how far is this going to go down there, you think? Get a bit of a gauge on it. There's going to be other wires that aren't inside it, and we have to do a different bit of conduit for those. That one there. So I think we'll go from there. And then we're going to have these wires coming out about there. Okay, let's get that on. Bring that down to where I want. Which is pretty much there. That one's a different one. That's down further. So that will be about there. And carry on dragging that, drawing that down. Draw that back a bit. So let's put a bit of tape on this end before it turns super messy. And then we had around here somewhere the wires that need to come out. And I had that pointing backwards, so now I should be able to just pull it forward. There we go, got them. Now this one here has to come out the same place. Right, so it took a little bit, but I got those out of there. I sort of trimmed this stuff off before I done that. The stuff actually got in the road. Anyway, that's going there, that's going there, that's going there. This one goes up to there. This one's going down to there. Like so. So I'll undo that nut, put that back on, do this one, same thing. And then that one goes up there. Better take that up before I can't get in there. Give it a stretch. Like that. It's looking a lot tidier, isn't it? Zip ties on there. Keep it all close. And zip tie it to this main cable in that area so that they're all nicely together. And I've still got plenty of length here to get up there. There we go. You see it sticking out there? Oh, the piece of the old stuff. There, see? Alright. That's going to be way better. So to put the power through this one here on the reds for high beam when I've done it. Those two, left and right light, high beam. And this black and blue will go down this one here, splitting into those two, and then go high and low beam on both of those lights as well. And then there's this whole piece that's got to go on to there. Right, alright, taping this up now. This red wire here is actually of no use to me. I can't think of anything that I'd be connecting that to. So I'm going to tape it up over here to the ones to the larger one going to the solenoid. So if I do need it down the track, I can just unravel it from here. But I don't think I need it. I can't see any connection that I'm going to actually need that wire on. Like that. So I've put the wires on. This red one is the tail lights. These ones here, that's the main power supply. This red one is the high beam, and this green one is to my low beam. So that's how it is on my Dexta here. These here were, well, originally these were both connected together on one because the switch wasn't working very well, and I've cleaned up the switch inside to get that working better. I've added a couple here. Just left them aside for now. They go to the back of the tractor as well, which is this plug here. I've got a couple extra wires in the side of that, just in case I want something else to add. And this here I left in just in case I want to put an extra earth on to that there for whatever reason, which is actually a part of these ones going through there. But I just didn't take the black one through there. I ran it back down towards where this other chassis earth is. So now I'm just going to stick that back into the dash here and carry on. Also, I've been up here and I've put all that in place, earthed it to there, but the earth also comes up through here to there. So it's earth onto the chassis again, just to make sure I get a good connection. And then these ones here are the earths for the headlights going into this loom. And then in here, I got the plug and the lights. Oh, just in here, I got the loom coming from there, goes underneath this, across and down there. And I've done the same on the other side. You can see the loom wire hanging down over there. That one there goes up, under there, and all that there. So that whole front section plugs in by this piece here. And then it comes back this way. Here's the wires I've been talking about. I've put the conduit over the top just to tidy those bits up. I've left this one out. I just felt like leaving that yellow one there out for some reason. But this red one here goes straight to there. This one goes up to the solenoid, onto solenoid there, but it's on the back, little tab at the back of the solenoid. And then of course we get back to this area up here. So as I'm about to stick that in now, I've ran my rear wire loom part here, which is a little tab just in, which has got a little tab just in there. Might be able to see it if I bring you around the other side. See that tab just there? And the loom's going down. And then it comes back through that part there and across here. And then up the back there. If you can. Oh. And then it comes here. Up the back to that point there for now. And I've got another plug to go from that. That's going to spread it to the left guard and right guard. But we'll stop at that point at the moment, so I can get this piece here back together. You're probably not going to be able to see much, but I'll put you over here anyway so you can see how I'm getting on. It's a little bit fiddly, as you can imagine. Screws, and here's my screws and stuff. I'll start at the top, Now that should be able to just push down, go under my, what do you call that, my tachometer cable. And that's wires there should go comfortably underneath that box, because that's where it was. I still have the battery just connected too, just so you know. Don't want you to think that I'm going to short this out and stuff. I mean, some people might find that funny. I think before I get too carried away, I'll do a test run. Switch into that position. We have lights there still on. Still on. Oh, I'm going to spin around this way, get square on so you can see it better. Make sure we're lining up for angles. It's just the next position to the left. And what we have here, see myself and shadowing the lights a bit. There we are. High beam light going, which is that one there, and low beam light also going. And that is, as I showed you, that position there. So that's the high beam, and down there is the low beam. And I'll go back around on that one take. See the guard light there, flattening the battery, but it's alright. That one there. And spin around this way. Back to the front. You see that light's going, and that light's not going. I'll get myself to shadow it a bit, and you can see. There we have it, low beam. So the positions are all working well. It's a matter of, I probably need to put a label on here so I know which spot is which. I think that there might be off. It's like out there's like park lights or tail lights, and then one click in I think is just everything off. It seems to be. That's not going now. That one's not going. If we go back to the front, yeah, nothing's going. So yeah, that one click to the left, the one click to the left is off on this one. So one last squiz over with the wiring down there and snugged up under there for join there for the wires, and then plug down there to go to the headlight on each side, and then our cable's running down there, down here. That's what's on my generator. Keep going to call it alternator. There and there. Over the top is the red with the white line on it. This one, and then the yellow with the white line, and those two. We've already talked about those though. And that's going through the conduit, and then I've got my glow plug or heater plug wire going up to there. The red wire coming out here to, well, make the connection between the two with this, and this one's going to the, there you go, see it in there, solenoid. And if I scoot around the side of the frame, I've ended up putting that earth onto there. Might need it. I'm going to change it out sometime, get a nice new large one put on there and put all those wires into it. And yeah, that's the wires like I said going up there. It's got to nicely fit that up again. I'm going to move that up the road. Yeah, so that wire at the front there, the extra earth, is actually this one here. Earthing this part. It's a bit of a mess back here still because I still don't know where I'm going to put these lights. I'll have to ask my young lad, see what he reckons. The idea was though to utilise a couple of these holes and fit these there, one on each side, so it lights up the foot area. So at night time you can see your lever easier, you can see where your foot is down there, the diff lock, your gear levers, you know, just all that interior type of stuff. Even if you're hopping on and off the tractor as well, we can just see where you're getting off and on. And I'll probably put the other one up there somewhere so it lights up down that side. But that's where I was thinking of putting that. Sometime. But for today, I wanted to share that all with you in case you're working on one or don't know which wires go where, or especially on this tractor here because it's, I think I already said, because it's got the negative on the battery onto this cable, and this cable here I showed you earlier is bolted to the tractor's main frame. So it's negative to the main frame, earthed, which is why these are stuck onto there, because this frame part, the main frame part, will be earthed, and I should be able to just put these straight onto that main frame to run them. But just as precautionary, I've ran an extra wire from the system that's a negative earth and put that there, as well as put the light negative onto it, just for more reliability, really.